For nearly 50 years, Dr. Charles Brown led the congregation at Mobile's Government Street Baptist Church. That experience is a big reason he's been chosen as a key member on a task force investigating past sexual abuse within the Southern Baptist Convention. His work and that of the task force will set up a new course for how the SBC conducts itself in the future. Here's NBC 15's Darwin Singleton.
He retired from the pulpit in January, but after nearly 5 decades of service, Dr. Charles Brown of Government Street Baptist Church is back at work, but with a very different mission. His experience and respect within the Southern Baptist Convention community got him a seat at the table of a task force investigating sexual abuse within the convention. And that task force is set to present its findings at the convention's meeting next month in Anaheim, California.
We're trying to deal with this issue. It's not saying we don't have immoral people in the clergy. There are immoral people in every area of life. But we're trying to protect people too.
Hundreds of pastors, denominational workers, and volunteers within the Southern Baptist Convention have been identified as sex offenders. Survivors have called for a public database of abusers and have been critical that no action has been taken. They say church leaders were more concerned about protecting their reputations by stonewalling and dismissing their claims. But that's about to change.
You work all your life to be what you are, and then when something like this crosses, it's very devastating. We found that survivors have a more difficult time with this than those who create the problem.
It all surfaced last week in a report released by an independent investigative organization, one that was appointed by the convention's current president, Ed Litton of Saraland's Redemption Church. He admits church leaders mishandled claims of sex abuse.
And it's a difficult thing, and it's a difficult issue to face in a church or anywhere else. And so I understand that difficulty as a pastor, but we need to make changes, systemic changes in the SBC that make sure our churches are safe places for people, and that we deal rightly and justly with those who have been victimized.
As for Brown, retirement means giving back to a community he served for so long, and his voice continues to be heard loud on a national stage. But he says he wants local congregations in particular to absorb the task force findings and then search their own souls.
We want to deal with this, but the local church is going to be the key to making this thing be successful in dealing with offenders and dealing with those who have been abused.
In Mobile, Darwin Singleton, NBC 15 News.
A confidential hotline has been set up for church victims to report abuse. We have a link to the number in this story on our website, mynbc15.com.